Hey there, and welcome to this installment of coverage from The Big One, which is a tournament, a charity tournament put on by The Final Swindle, care of Karen and Zeramis. So without further ado, you should see on your screen the matchup for this particular game. And if you want further details, they'll be in the video description below. Let's hop into it. All right, so medaps leading in with Lethalogica. Is that right? We got Lethalogica into pick up opposition research. Did I see that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Indeed.
And then Quixelstone. Oh man, this was the deck we were told about. This is a Quixelstone deck, but opposition research, triple opposition research again. Huh. Look at that.
Oh,
Look at that.
It also has Amphora Captura.
Mm-hmm.
That is very interesting. All right. Well, I'm excited to see how this deck works. It seems like that was the only thing that got played, right? Quixelstone, Quixelstone, yes. And into Survey. So I would presume that JDG is one of the objectives of this deck, to so quickly play that out. Will be this is pretty cool. It does have an exile as well. Exile with double spoils, hedonistic content. So potentially some cool. Oh, well, there you go.
Transporter platform. Oh, and there's the exile.
So long.
Straight across, and now they can't play any creatures. I knew there was going to be an aha moment based on everyone, basically most of KIP coming in to say, watch this deck. And we just see Quixelstone into Quintina exile. So and it's 4 Amber just sitting there, and now medaps can't play creatures. Okay.
And it's got the triple opposition research too, so like even once that Quintina...
Oh no, and Justice Blinded telling us this isn't even peak nonsense.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
So I am more than excited to see where this goes. Okay, we're back to medaps, who is probably crying right now. They gotta get it out. Gotta get it out.
It's like, well, let's see. I had a plan with my turn, but that changes things a little bit.
A good shout out from Justice Blinded. There's an Igor in JDG's deck that's enhanced and it's legacy, so that's happening. Oh,
it is. Yeah, there you go at the bottom. That is
medaps,
cool.
Discarding Sacrosaurus and Gale Top. So just pitching creatures. Pitching creatures. Transporter platform animator.
So you can animate something on a logos, or so you can transporter platform something on a with the Igor. So you could like animate. You could play an Igor, then you could animate the transporter platform to put it out, and then pick back up your Igor. But I guess if there's, depending on the amount of creatures that are out, it's still pretty cool though. That's still really cool. I look forward to it happening.
A double opposition research into Bouncing Death Quark to just blow up Quintina. So JDG at 8 Amber, medaps at 0, with discarding Pride, playing Desire.
Ooh, nice.
To pump up that key cost to 10. So, wow. So it appears there are lots. This is like the most complicated toolbox I've ever seen. It's basically from the plays we're seeing from described in chat here. It's basically the most complicated toolbox out there. So Particle Sweep, Contrino Flux, discarding Sacro Alien, 9 Amber on check, back over to medaps. Yes, very aptly named Chandra, the probably complex. I think that's definitely complex, and JDG. Showing they know exactly what they're doing with it. Citizen Shrix to steal 1.
Not gonna be enough to stop the key, but it's.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely not. And then Amphora Captura of their own. Oh gosh, with Amphora Captura, yeah, you can just turn all of your pips into capture, and then exile.
This is why KeyForge is great.
I'm gonna need some Pepto-Bismol after watching this deck play. Therapy.
I think we need. I don't know. I'm gonna need to take a nap so my brain can just recover just a little bit. This is So we see.
Not to play down therapy.
Yeah, of course. So medaps takes a a Logos turn. We got the Eclectic, archiving a couple cards, plays Opposition Research, and discards the Titan Engineer. Obviously, something Quixel. See how this what the follow-up is from JDD. Looks like as this not our first Starlands turn. I guess we just had a Starlands turn previously.
That's correct. That's correct.
But going back into Starlands, absolutely stacking up that Senator Shrix.
Blast shielding and detention coil. Discarding crewman Yorg.
Keeping the board clean. I like it.
Yeah, very much keeping control of the board. Shutting down that Shrix from, I believe, detention coil. Okay, can't fight, so it can still reap. But really keeping control of the board while just squeaking some amber through currently. Curiosaurus coming down. We'll add a bit of interest here, but no, creatures across the way, of course.
Yeah, I sort of suspect the Curiosaurus is not going to be much of a factor, but we saw the Quintrino Flux. What other type of like removal out of hand is there? Oh, there's there's Bouncing Deathquark. Or did we see both of those? We've just seen one.
We saw one of the Bouncing Deathquarks.
Yeah.
Okay, Animator making Curiosaurus a creature, and look at that TCO programming go. Great work, team.
It's beautiful.
Igor to look at the top 3 cards. My goodness. Eclectic Inquiry. Man, enhanced Igor with the draw pip. That is something. Munchling with a damage pip. So now, even on creatures, turns not over. They JDG may yet reduce their number of creatures or allow medaps another one. But that Curiosaurus is dead. Okay, and there it is, Bouncing Deathquark to clear the board. Check for 7 amber. Medaps will get to forge. And they get 1 entire creature, which is, relatively speaking, awfully generous of JDG.
Indeed. It has,
I believe it's double Bouncing Deathquark.
Double Bouncing Deathquark.
Yeah. One of them is enhanced. Justice Blinded.
Yeah, it's this. I wonder how.
So we've seen the second Bouncing Deathquark, but now there's only 3 cards left because there's Logos Acceleration, there's Igor, right? So we're gonna flip in just a second here. 3 with 3 artifacts already out on the board.
I wonder how long it took JDG to like grok this deck, to like figure out how it wanted to be played.
Right.
Because it's not immediately obvious to me, like when you look at the deck. Yeah. But that's what makes it all that more interesting, right? So it looks like that second key is going to be conceded to JDG on the back of a lot of discarding.
Discards. That's all medaps is doing on that turn. Munchling, Chronos Discombobulator. Yeah, nothing you can really do with those creatures. And Ban Solitude in the chat. I'm assuming Ban Solitude, you played against this deck earlier. You said triple Reclaimed wasn't enough. You only saw 2. Okay, so even with 2 cards that you got to play, purging artifacts, it wasn't enough to slow down the shenanigans, because I think the shenanigans come in so many flavors with this deck. It's got all those rares.
Sure, and it's I mean, it's probably a case of one of those, like a good Quixel deck doesn't necessarily need the Quixel to win, but it certainly seems like if it can get and stick a Quixel, it certainly has some advantages over the opposition.
Yeah.
Capture is probably the most important, and you hit stone and platform, Ban Solitude says. Okay.
So JDG just playing some cards for Amber, discarding 2 creatures, back over to medaps. Playing Mark of Dis to an empty board. Greed, Bonesaw. Greed coming out, Bonesaw, and Gluttony getting pitched. So Greed giving a bit of acceleration here. Transporter platform finally hits the table. At the end of the deck, we've got Survey coming out.
So it's got the double Survey as well.
So getting a few amber a turn, but the opponent's playing slower. So JDG coming on to the final key here.
It works. Greed is the draw an additional card. So medaps trying to just claw back any type of advantage here, any type of card advantage. Just having 1 send down isn't going to be a huge amount, but It's actually interesting. Greed with the draw icon too is kind of fun. It's like kind of does its own thing.
What it's looking like is that JDG has multiple win cons associated with different artifacts. So Ban Solitude saying capture is probably the most important hit stone and platform. Quixelstone is probably what I'd go for first if I'm not having a 200 IQ moment. So like you would need a lot of Amber control to stop this deck's artifact-based tricks, right? You need something that destroys all of them, like EMP Blast or Tachyon Pulse. And even then, JDG might be able to rotate back into the answers just on flipping a deck. But now that is agreed, I have to say.
That is holding 5 Ember.
Yes, and that's lots of Curses of Vanity. Discarding tricks, lots of Curses of Vanity, Ancient Power. So that is one stacked greed, living up to its name there.
And so we get the Lethalogica into Opposition Research, not even skipping a single card. So I guess it's a draw from the Lethalogica. That's exactly what what Lethalogica needed, a draw icon. So you got the draw icon, Lethalogica into Opposition Research. And then we get the Igor. So now we get to see what Justice Blinded was talking about, the animator transporter platform.
Yeah, it turns into a creature so you can use it this turn. That's right.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And you of course still have the action that is associated with transporter platform. So we see the Igor get picked back up.
Discarding Infomorph. Yeah, Forge Compiler comes out. Keeping Igor
in hand.
Looks like keeping Igor in hand, yeah, because that's just such a valuable card. It's smart to keep it up there in between turns. A lot of really strong transporter platform combos. You do want to keep your critical creature in hand. I've seen that with Navigator Ollie and Book of LEQ and that sort of thing.
Sure.
Granger Zone 07. Name of the deck is Chandra the Probably Complex. Thank you, Ben.
Yes, there it is. I'll pull it up on stream for you.
Medaps pitching Quixo, pitching Dimension Door, Opposition Research, Eclectic Inquiry for a little bit of archiving and some Amber. JDG just 1 Amber short of that final Forge. Medaps crawling towards the second key here. My goodness.
I feel like this greed is going to be gone sometime soon here. Or it probably doesn't matter actually if enough happens on the Star Alliance turn. We see the survey come down. Oh, hey, the survey also has a draw. That's great.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, so it's the other deck that has Cronus, right? Yeah, the other one has Cronus.
Very enhanced Demo Alien transporter platform to get that draw and damage yet again.
I wonder if we just see it discarded though, because it seems like there you go. There's that.
And Quadrino Flux. My goodness. My goodness.
Well,
smart plays there.
Yeah, and the board is clear. So let's see if Medaps can do it with only playing a single creature. And I'm gonna say Survey says it's probably not gonna happen.
Nope. This is not a computer-enabled game where it can have an action cards where it's play a random creature from the card set and you can get a gatekeeper, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. M Spectre into Ritual. Capturing, purging.
Gets the Eclectic.
And then the Amber just goes straight back to JDG. Mark of Dis, Bonesaw, probably just playing it out to play it out here.
Sure. At least gets on check for a second key there.
Yep. And that's game.
That's it. JDG takes it with a pretty... Really just kind of took us to school on Chandra the Probably Complex. I think they probably could have just omitted the probably in the deck name. The algorithm could have just gone with Chandra the Complex.
Sure. But great game there. This is that is a strong deck and taking a lot of smarts to play. That is not like an old school Coda Russian Steel deck, right? I mean, you've got to make some decisions during those. Don't get me wrong, but this is on a completely different level than that as far as how much you have to be thinking about as you play it. And it looks like JDG knows the outs, knows the plays, knows how hard to just keep the enemy pushed down, right? Keep the opponent pushed down as they just inch towards that key.
Yeah, wow. Can't help but like feel like playing against this deck. Certainly when it's doing what it does best, you probably just don't feel like you can do much. You're just like, well, I could discard some stuff. Maybe I have artifact control. Maybe I could get rid of some of this stuff. Although, as Ban Solitude was saying, even with a large amount of Ember control or artifact control, it wasn't enough. But,
right.
I think, yeah, what a cool deck. What a KeyForge deck right there.
Yes.
And I'm just happy that we got to see it. I assume we'll be seeing a little bit more of it as we move forward, though. Justice Blinded would like to order an EMP blast. Yep.
Barehanded, Tachyon Pulse. Everybody brainstorming the possible answers to this deck. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely fascinating deck. Very cool deck. And we'll see how far it goes today. I mean, that's 4-0. That's 4-0 without a whole lot of sweat, I think.
yeah. I'd be curious. I would be curious to know hear if any of the other games like were close. I mean, like this, like medaps, I think did a great job.
Yes, medaps did. Still got to at the final count 7 amber and 1 key. So that's only a key behind, but I think that was a very calculated speed at which JDG was. That was the fastest that medaps could move through how much JDG was throttling them with Quixel Stone and the completely bonkers amount of board control. Right? So. Yeah, really something else. Definitely
cool to watch.